On today's show, we have a very special guest, Mike Razavi, expert in the field of intellectual property, who served under several different presidential administrations. We're going to talk about patents, copywriting, and also national security. So stay tuned. We've got a lot to come.
Welcome to Farm Truck Financial, where wisdom and wealth ride shotgun. Join Eric Kearney, president of Retirement Wealth Advisors, who believes that the best kind of planning happens when 4 tires hit the road. So hop in. Today, we're talking about investment strategies that drive results.
Farm Truck Financial, we're riding with you.
Intellectual property. What is it and what it's all about? Today, I have Mike Razavi. Mike, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Eric.
So let's talk about intellectual property because there's so many people that hear it, right? And it's a really big deal. And you and I have been talking about doing the radio show. And then when we created the podcast, I was like, Mike is going to be a great guest for this because people want to know about copyrights, trademarks, and all different kinds of things. And that is their own creation. That is what they created. It is theirs, and they want to be able to protect it. But it really goes a lot further. So let's start off with what your experience has been and your previous positions up until where you are right now.
Okay. Well, thanks, Eric. I say about 40 some years ago, my background is engineering and computer, electrical. I had no idea about what even patent was. 40 some years ago, I was interviewing. I had my master's degree, and then I was going for a PhD program. I was interviewing. I went to Crystal City, Virginia, and somebody interviewed me and said patent. And we're talking about 40 years ago and had no idea what patent was.
Right.
And of course, what patent meant 40 years ago and today is totally different. So I started working there. As a result, I work with different administrations. I started as a patent examiner and then get into management. And I had opportunity to be at Capitol Hill and a number of different places throughout my career until about 7 years ago, 6.5 years ago, where I left. And my last position, I'm a former senior advisor to Undersecretary of Commerce. And I was there for almost 2 years. At the end, I decided to leave. This was our President Trump's first term, the first 2 years. So what is intellectual property? I usually start with asking people, if you go to buy a house or buy a car, what do they give you to show that you own that?
Title or a deed?
Exactly. Intellectual property is not really anything different. We have about 8 billion people on this earth, and I tell everybody is an innovator. Everybody is thinking every day, regardless of what position and what space you're in, we're continuously thinking how we change it, how we modify it, how we make it better. So as a result, almost 235 years ago, our Constitution got modified, and intellectual property got into our Constitution.
Okay.
So patent, trademark, copyright, and trade secrets.
Okay.
Trademark is nothing but our identity, our mark, our name, our logo, to show who we are, what business we have, and what we do, basically. Copyright, anytime we come up with writing a song, music, write a book, article, a poem, we can copyright that. Patent system, patent. What patent is about coming up with different devices, different method of doing something. We're doing photography here today. Let's say you come up with a more efficient way to take pictures, so maybe you save a little more on your filming, for example, or speed it up. So any type of method of changing, process changes, and in the history going back, our first patent going back to almost 235 years ago, it was given for ash pot. It was a system of making that, and George Washington, Grizzly Mill, Virginia, signed on that first patent.
Oh, no kidding.
And I was lucky back in 2018, we got to patent number 10 million.
Wow.
President Trump signed it at the White House, and we had a big celebration at the same place George Washington had the first patent. We celebrated 10 million patent back in 2018.
I mean, just the history of all this. So on the next segment, we want to talk about how long this takes, how it can actually be changed over time, and how this, again, affects you. So stay tuned for more on intellectual property.
Do you have questions and concerns about your money, lifestyle, and retirement? Like so many, investors today worry about living expenses, healthcare costs, inflation, and stock market volatility. Instead of worrying, start planning. Eric Kearney and his team at Retirement Wealth Advisors want to sit down, get to know you, and start to build a plan that matches your vision and goals. Let's have a real conversation about what's important to you and how we get there. We'll help build you a plan based on your goals, lifestyle, and income needs, with financial clarity over complexity. Call us today for a farm fresh second opinion. Remember, you only retire once, so let's get it right the first time.
And we are back on intellectual property, and I have an absolute expert, Mike Razavi, with me. So grateful to have you, Mike. And why do we need a patent? Why is it so important? And also, why does the government get involved? I think there's a lot of people that have questions about that too.
Well, patent system, when our fathers 237 years ago came up with the idea, they said, how can we promote science for a period of time and give autonomy to a particular group or a person that came up with that invention?
Oh, okay.
So patent was, again, intellectual property, basically got birth at that time. Once we receive the patent, it gives the patent owner or the assignee, whoever owns the patent, the right to stop others from selling, making, or marketing that goods.
I see.
And also, same time, what it does is it helps them to market their device.
Well, I was going to say, like, if it really wasn't for a patent, can you imagine the chaos that erupts, right? Like, you create something, and now all of a sudden everybody else is like, well, I'm going to do the same thing, but put my name on it. So it's really creating, like, once you patent something, now it's yours, and it gives you time to even modify it to make it better and better.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely, Eric. That's correct. So it gives us the right, but for a period of time. It's 20 years from the time that we actually apply for the patent.
Okay.
So they saw it, if within 20 years, either you started a business or you sell your patent. We have patent portfolios that go for billions of dollars.
Wow.
People are buying or licensing it. Generally, people get anywhere from 3 to 8% of the profit by licensing their patent or their portfolios.
Okay.
So what patent does, as you said, it helps to kind of set up the economy in a way. We have a direct correlation between our patent numbers in most countries and GDP. Generally, for just on the average, about 100,000 patents, it's helping GDP by $2.8 trillion.
Oh, wow. I would never even expect that to have anything to do with the GDP.
It's absolutely, it goes together step by step. And the other thing is, so with owning a patent or a portfolio of patents, you, as I said, you can license it, you can sell the whole thing, and there actually auctioning is happening on patent systems.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
On the other hand, if you do not get a patent, let's say, as I was mentioning to you before, you make your gadget, your invention, and you start selling it. If somebody goes out and get a patent on that specific thing, they could come back and let you know they own it.
Oh, okay.
And this happened way back in 80s with Kodak and Polaroid.
Oh,
We remember, some of us, the Polaroid cameras.
sure.
They start copying and one had to stop. And we're talking about, it was close to $1 billion infringement lawsuit. at
Even
that
in
time.
the 80s.
Even in the
Wow.
80s.
Can you imagine that number today? Because, I mean, how much money billions was back then? It's just crazy.
I'm saying about 5 to 10 billion today.
Wow. Wow.
Today's money. And not only that, I think owning a patent, getting intellectual property is a great pride. In the history of our country, as I said, 237 years now, we've only issued 12 million patents, a little over 12 million patents. And if you look at how the history is gone, the first 120 years up to 1900, we only issued 500,000 patents.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And then you go through industrial age, you go through what happened in the year 1980. We had start having computers.
right.
By then, we had about 3 million patents to 4. And then by the year 2000, we got to 6 million patents.
Right.
That was the birth of internet.
It's interesting because you sent me a bunch of notes and homework for me to do. And what I noticed was at the very top, it was like, really, there was a lot of tech on there that are filing for patents, and then healthcare. And then really, they were very smaller after that. So I guess the whole technology revolution is what blew up all the patents, right? These guys, when they come out with something, they're like, look, this has got to be ours because it's so competitive, right?
Absolutely.
So that makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely. And so we do a study of where the technology is. We look at where the market is and where it's driving. So from year 2000 to today, we've issued 6 million patents.
Oh, wow.
Double the number of patents for the whole, imagine the whole time, 237 years.
Right.
And imagine today with the AI, birth of AI.
Oh, yeah.
We are going to be in a different world.
Yeah, I
And,
agree.
yeah.
There's so much more on intellectual property and how it does affect your life, but we're also going to talk about the new AI coming up and also about national security. Stay tuned.
You know who has one of the toughest retirements? Procrastinators. You keep telling yourself, yeah, I'm going to get to that. But after months turn into years, you realize that time is one investment you can't buy back. The earlier you start, the longer your money works for you. Stop letting someday steal your future. The best time to start was yesterday. The next best time is right now. Don't let procrastination be the reason you work longer and retire smaller. Call us today for a complimentary review of your finances. And remember, you only retire once. So let's get it right the first time.
And today we're going to talk about intellectual property and AI. We can see how patents, trademarks, and everything has grown over time, especially in the tech world and the healthcare world as they evolve. Baby boomers getting older, healthcare has exploded, but tech is also exploding, especially with AI. So Mike, explain, I can't even imagine the patents that have already come in towards AI, but how many more are going to come through with AI coming up?
Let's put it this way. We had clients that they were filing maybe 5 to 10 applications per year. They're at the rate of 10 to 15 per month now.
Oh, wow.
And most of them is focused on AI and different type of software and how we're going to change this world that's happening, whether we like it or not.
Right.
With the general AI being the next step and the expert AI, which we're a few years away, we're looking into really helping the humanity. We're going to, our population is going to peak at about 10 billion, which is not going to be too far from now. And all indication is it's going to start going down. Just like Japan and just like some of the other countries, that the number of birth is substantially less than the number of people that are leaving. So AI is going to substitute us to some extent. AI is going to come with substantially number of medications and the different process, I call it non-invasive process in medicine that help us to live healthier, help us. For example, cancer has been around for over 100, 150, 200 years. We're going to be very close with AI to come up with what we're going to use to basically get there, to get rid of cancer. Our environment is another big issue that there are lots of debates. We're going to come with real solutions, how we can turn around, how can we clean our environment so, we can all have a healthier life.
So whatever company creates that, now they want to be paid for it. So whatever they're doing with research and development, they want to protect that and make sure that they can monetize on it to be able to offer it, right? Absolutely. And that's really where all of this comes in, is systems in place to make sure that nobody else can get their hands on it. So when we think about that, and we think about the U.S., right? We're thinking about us and not having anybody else have access to this. When we protect things, that does have something to do with our national security. Isn't that correct?
Absolutely, especially coming with AI. Generally, national security when it comes to patents, all the patents, once they're issued, they're open to public. However, anything has to do with national security, they're not open to public.
Oh, okay.
Because, we understand because of interest of the country.
Right.
In the field of AI, as we know, there are lots of activity with countries such as China and others around the globe. And so if we don't get to that race and the number of patents, government is encouraging companies to file for patents. We have investors are pouring in billions of dollars coming in to help R&D and then see how we can get to the next level when it comes to AI.
I'm sure that this is not going to go away. What do you see in the future with intellectual property? I know that they can, so after 20 years, they have to repatent things. They can also sell it, right? So their ideas and things like that. This is a saleable product. Is that correct?
Absolutely. As I mentioned before, we put together, the best is to find out what invention you have, what's the market, and where you're driving, where you're going.
Right.
So build a portfolio, IP portfolio, whether it's trademark, patents, around your invention. And then you test the market. Who are the competitors? Who is willing to come and license and work with us, or what we call the co-licensing, working together. But it's changing. Even the way the patent office is reviewing patent is going towards AI. AI is going to be reviewing the applications and are going to have ideas how to modify or what changes has to be done.
Interesting. So it's crazy that there is a market, right? You have a stock market, real estate market, car market, jewelry market, art market, but now you actually have a patent market too, where the things are bought and sold on there as well.
Absolutely. This is upcoming, and I believe within the next 5 to 10 years, even with the AI, as we speak, we do have clients with the AI patents that they're looking into investors and how they can sell their portfolio, and they're substantial. It's gone from millions to hundreds of millions. Now we're talking about billions when it comes to AI.
That's crazy. Yep. So everybody out there, if you have any questions on intellectual property, trademarks, patenting, or anything, Mike is still active in this. So his information is below. Contact him today. And again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for riding along with us today. We hope you got some good dirt. If you liked today's show, subscribe, like, and share with all your farm truck friends. We hope you'll join us for the next ride on Farm Truck Financial, where we're always planting seeds for a better future, 1 mile, $1 at a time.
Farm Truck Financial, we're riding with you down the back road steady.